You are trying to speak to everyone. You are trying to sell to everyone. You are trying to serve to everyone. And you know what happens when you do this? You serve no one. You sell no one. You speak to no one. Hello, and welcome to this episode of Spiritual Business for Dummies, where we are going to talk all about who is your ideal client and how to attract them effortlessly, easily, and because this is where spirituality, energy meets business strategy, we will be talking specifically about the frequency, how to tune into the frequency of your ideal client, but also how to apply real life strategies in order to attract them, in order to position yourself out there in a way that attracts them. So grab your notebooks, my dear people, or your MacBooks, and let's do this. Class is in session. I'm seeing 1144 on the screen. We love a good angel number. Okay, so here's the mistake that I have seen hundreds of coaches and practitioners make. And for information, who am I to be telling you this? I have been running a holistic well-being marketplace for the past 3 years, working with hundreds of coaches. So I have seen it all. And I am here to help you not repeat those mistakes and create the business of your dreams from your gift, one that nourishes you, sustains you. So if you are not subscribed, please do so. And let's do this. So there is a really big misconception in the holistic well-being space, which is my work can serve anyone. Therefore, I'm going to give it to anyone, or I'm going to advertise it for anyone. If I'm a breathwork coach, and breathwork can literally help anyone with anything. So I'm just going to put myself out there as a breathwork coach. But that just does not make sense. If you are a breathwork coach for everyone, no one will come to you, or very, very few people will come to you, because there is no distinction about you and all the hundreds of other breathwork coaches out there. It just doesn't make sense. And because breathwork and other holistic modalities are not as well known as a therapy, for example, very, very even fewer people will want to go for something generic. So what you want when you are offering your transformation is to be super specific. Who are you talking to? Is it women in their 40s who are struggling with insomnia? Is it high achievers that are struggling with anxiety? Is it moms that are overwhelmed with their children? There are so many different segments that you can and should be addressing specifically, because who you are and the language that you will be using, that you are already using, and also your story, what brought you here, is what will distinguish you from all the other breathwork practitioners or coaches that are offering the same thing. So this is really about you honing into your authentic voice, your key difference from everyone else. And that is your superpower. So I want you to think about it this way. What is the reason why you are doing what you're doing? Okay? Who did you really want to serve when you started doing this? And that can be a past version of you. Most likely it is a past version of you. That can also be a loved one. But you need to really sit down and ask yourself, who did I want to serve when I decided that I wanted to start healing other people, that I wanted to start coaching other people, that I wanted to start sharing my sound healing, my voice, my gifts, my whatever? Who was it? Here's the thing. It's never about who is your ideal client, as in a person external of you. It is all about who is that ideal client through the lens, through an inner lens. What version of you needs what you are offering right now? Knowing that we are all walking each other home, that we are all just a few steps ahead of each other. So it's not about becoming an expert and serving everyone. It's about becoming your own ideal client. It's about embodying, not becoming. It's about embodying your own ideal clients. It's really this past self exploration. which version of you needs what you are offering today. And then you get through a series of questions that you can find inside the Magic Business Blueprint that will help you attune to the frequency of that ideal version of you. And what we find is that that version of you is the best one that you can serve, is the prototype, is the not the prototype, is the persona, is the best persona for your own ideal client. And then you tune into their energy through a series of questions that go very much in depth. What you want to know here is that, okay, if that's a version of you, you want to go back to memory lane and really think, okay, who was I at that time? What were my days looking like? What did I enjoy watching on social media? Who was I surrounded with? Like, how was I feeling in very specific situations? And you want to dig so deep that you really grasp all of them. And it is more so of a psychological questionnaire, an emotional questionnaire, a mental questionnaire, but also an energetical one. You want to get into the depths of their energy, because that's what's going to allow you to speak, to attune to that frequency and speak to those people. Now, if your ideal client, or if the reason why you started doing what you're doing is not a past version of you, but rather a loved one, then it's the same thing. You put that person in front of you and you really just attune to their energy, you attune to their frequency, you attune to their psychology, to their mental space, to their emotional space, to their physical space, and you want to outline everything you know about them. And that's the way that you are going to tune into their frequency and you're going to start speaking their language. It's really not about doing all these like fancy user behavioral or client behavioral research that the traditional business world is teaching you. No, that's nonsense. We don't want any of that. What we want is to simply pinpoint which version of me am I serving, or which loved one am I serving. And then once you have that in front of you, you go deep. Okay, if it's that version of me, how was I feeling? What was I doing? Like, what was my energy like? You know, like, and go in depth in these questions. Same for your loved one. And then you will know how to speak to them. Okay, and you can use ChatGPT to help you go through that questionnaire. Once you have done it, you can go through it and you can really like ask, okay, how now can I attune my message to these people? How can I attune my content to this ideal client, to this ideal version of me? And that's really all you need to know. So I hope that was helpful. I love you and I will see you on the next one. If you're not subscribed, please do so. And if you want to access that questionnaire, if you want to go in depth in figuring out who your ideal client is and how you can speak to them and attune the exact messages for them, you have everything you need inside the Magic Business Portal and it is linked below. I love you and I'll see you next time. Bisous!